To try and solve this equation by graphing, we're going to use what's called the related function. So that means when I graph, I'm not actually going to enter x squared plus 30x minus 7,000 equals 0. If I go over to Desmos, I want the related function. So y equals x, squared plus 30x minus 7,000. So the first thing you're going to notice over here is that we can't see anything. And what I've seen way too many people do when we use Desmos is kind of just do this and really mess up their graph. A better way to approach it is to go here and mess around with your x and y axis a little bit. It looks to me like it's going to need more space on the y-axis than the x. So I'm just going to make this negative 500, just kind of taking a shot in the dark on what values I want to use. Let's say I'll make this positive 500. And that seems to be a pretty good range. I could change the y-axis, but for now, I can see a good amount of the picture. I can see the y-intercept right there at negative 7,000. Makes sense. And what we are going to do is use these points as our solutions, 70 and negative 100. If I input those into my equation, I get 0, which is what we're aiming for over here. In the context of this problem, figuring out what dimensions work for a field, negative doesn't make sense, so I'm going to use 70. 70 and 70 plus 30 is 100. 70 times 100 gets us to that area. So that was a pretty quick solve, especially if we're using Desmos.